A lot of actors, myself included, are multi-hyphenate. I have clients who are moms and writers and actors and maybe still run a small business. I myself run a business. So we wear a lot of hats, which can mean our calendars and schedules are full. Hi there, Jodie Bentley here, actor, producer, and career coach. And today, I want to talk about feeling overwhelmed when lots of auditions come in. Now, of course we want auditions, right? That's the whole point. That's why we're acting, to get auditions, to build more relationships, to get more opportunities, to put the numbers game in our favor, to book more work. Now, a lot of actors, myself included, are multi-hyphenates, right? I have clients who are moms and writers and actors and maybe still run a small business. I myself run a business and I'm an actor and an audiobook narrator and a writer and I produce projects. So we wear a lot of hats, which can mean our calendars and schedules are full. And if you are, super organized and a planner, you probably mapped out your week, right? That's a big thing that I teach in terms of goals is how to map out your week to be proactive and not reactive. Yet, auditions come in our beautifully mapped out week, and then we start to immediately feel overwhelmed and reactive to the situation, which can feel shitty, right? Because we want to feel good about these auditions coming in and not feel overwhelmed and resistant to them. So this actually came up a couple times this week in my mastermind groups with a couple clients of feeling like, wow, all these auditions are coming in. I feel like I'm dropping the ball on all these other things I had wanted to do, and I'm overwhelmed. What do I do? So here are just a few steps I want to talk about if you find yourself in this position. So first of all, I invite you to systemize the process of auditioning as much as you can. So what do I mean by that? Well, look, I trust you've done enough auditions by now where I have a 3-line co-star. You can gauge how long that probably takes you to do, right? Look, we got to memorize it, figure out what we want to do, block it, makeup, hair, camera, get the reader, blah, right? We know what we got to do. You probably know how much 3 pages takes, right? So we run it on and start to gauge how much does 1 page take me, how much does 3 pages take me, how much does 7 pages take me, how much does 15 pages take me, right? We kind of want to know the average of what it takes. But the word systemize, I just want to get back to that. Because when I get an audition in, regardless what it is, regardless of how many pages it is, I know the technique, the system of what I do when that audition comes in. Now, granted, it might shift depending if I'm not feeling super attached to this character, or I got to do a little deeper work here, or this is super easy, I could do this in my sleep, right? We get things across the spectrum like that, right? But for the most part, I know when I get a script in, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I know exactly how long that is going to take. So therefore, I'm not worrying about what is my prep, how do I break this script down, how am I approaching this character. I approach it the same every time and then adjust when necessary. So that way I have a system in place. I have marks on the floor for my self-tape set up. So I know exactly where my equipment is going. I know exactly the outfits that I wear for certain characters because I get my lawyers. I know this is probably my high polished lawyer. This could be my regular lawyer. Like I kind of know the clothes that I'm going to wear that look great with my backdrop. So we want to systemize it as much as we possibly can and then have room for play. So if things are getting overwhelmed and you're getting 6, 7 auditions in a week, which happens, I think I had 9 auditions one week, I had 5 last week, and then there's weeks when there's 0, right? But when the weeks where there's an influx, this is where this stuff is so important because we get to balance it and still feel sane and feel creative. We get to feel creative in these auditions. So I invite you to really know your system of how you're approaching your auditions, how you're approaching your setup, and the aftermath of the edit as well. So really have your process streamlined and take the guesswork out of it. Now, the overwhelm that comes with this, right? Especially if you have a full calendar and a lot of tasks that you want to do, a lot of irons in the fire, if you will, I really invite you to add reactive time to your calendar. So what do I mean by this? Well, say you have a really structured calendar of like, I'm with my writing partner from 9 to 12, and then I'm having lunch, and then, I got to work on my actor marketing from 12 to 2, and then I do my day job from 3 to 10, whatever it is, right? That's a stacked schedule. So I really invite you to leave 2 hours of what I call reactive time or open time or admin time on your calendar. And that is for answering emails, the phone calls that come in, dealing with emergencies that come up, like all that reactive stuff that happens. If you can block off 2 hours on your calendar, or 90 minutes, even block off 90 minutes, whatever it is. You can block off 90 minutes to 2 hours on your calendar to deal with that stuff, then you're not going to be over scheduled, right? And that admin time can be used, this audition comes in. Okay, great. I'm going to work on my script during this time. So you have a little buffer. You have a buffer during your day. So if you're not using reactive time, admin time, I really invite you to add that daily to your calendar. And look, if you add admin time from 1 to 2:30, it doesn't mean you're going to use it between 1 and 2:30, right? Maybe you move your writing session. Maybe you move the time that you're working on your actor marketing. Maybe you can, if you're working from home and you get to work at your own pace on your day job, maybe you move the working hours. Whatever it is. But you know that you're just not going to schedule the day so you're super packed. When other stuff comes in, you completely spiral into overwhelm. Now, when auditions come in, there are going to be things you're going to have to reschedule. Maybe you had a lunch date that you had planned, or maybe you planned on working on your actor website, or maybe you were researching for jobs, whatever it was. But now you need to do the auditions that have come in. So I invite you to reschedule in the moment. Don't just delete it from the calendar. Don't just ignore it. Don't just keep it there and then 2 weeks from now go back and go, oh, shoot, I forgot to do that thing. As soon as you get the auditions, carve out the time, right? Know when you're going to do it. And if you had other tasks or projects that you were going to focus on during that time, reschedule it and move it right away. And the final thing I want to leave you with is we just get to be comfortably uncomfortable that this is the lifestyle we've chosen. That nothing is going to be exactly as you planned every week and every day, right? It's just not, that's not how this lifestyle works. So we get to be comfortably uncomfortable with that. And when lots of auditions come in, yay, and we get to move tasks, please just recognize that not everything can get done in the timeline that you want. Maybe you had a plan to, by this date, I'm going to finish my actor website, but 7 auditions came in. All right, well, that timeline gets to move. So that original timeline, we get to be agile with that and flexible with that, because the whole point is to get the auditions to build the relationships to get more bookings, right? So we got to remember that the auditions are a good thing, which does allow everything else to shift, and that is okay. So we get to be, again, comfortably uncomfortable in shifting, changing, and adjusting our timeline. And I really invite you to not let the timeline drop, right? Or the foundation fall out. We want to keep that foundation there by rescheduling. We want to remove the overwhelm by adding in that reactive time. And we want to make auditioning easier by systemizing all of it. All right, well, let me know what you think. Let me know about any systems you have in place or any thoughts or questions you have about this. But let's remember that auditions get to be enjoyable and they get to be full of ease, and we get to be flexible and move other things to book those jobs that we want, right? To be open to those opportunities, but not let everything else fall to the wayside. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.